Let's bring in Tomi Lahren on this Wednesday morning. She joins us from the West Coast. You know her from Fox Nation. Tomi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Great to have you. Hey, want to ask you, you know, the Supreme Court is taking up the question whether or not the Trump administration should be allowed to put a question on the 2020 census, which is supposed to figure out how many people live in the United States of America, whether or not you are a citizen of the United States. To a lot of people, that seems absolutely fair, but to other people, it's like, well, why are you doing that? Where do you come down on this?
Well, Democrats will tell you they're worried about the citizenship question because they're worried it will deter illegals from participating in the head count if they're asked about their immigration status. But you want to know the real reason they don't like the question? It's because the census isn't just a population head count for kicks and giggles. The data guides how hundreds of billions of federal program dollars are distributed. And here's the fun part. It also determines how many seats each state has in the House of Representatives. And with that, the Electoral College votes for each state. So if the millions of illegals, 11 to 22 million, country are deterred from participating, the Democrats risk losing federal dollars and seats, especially in border states like mine. So that is why they don't like that question.
Yeah, isn't it amazing that the government is not allowed to know whether or not you're a citizen or whether or not you're here legally or illegally?
Well, illegals should never be allowed to determine representation or federal funding, and the American people deserve to know who is in this country and who we're paying for. So absolutely we should have the citizenship question. I hope the Supreme Court does the right thing.
Tomi, we've been talking about this new video. You see it's pretty grainy, but it shows along the southern border armed smugglers escorting these immigrants across the southern border. It makes you wonder about the fight over a wall, but also about Democrats saying for weeks, for months now, that somehow it's a manufactured crisis on the border when now we see this video, right? Plain as day, armed smugglers getting people in.
Well, actually, if you also look at the video, you can see that they are approaching a vehicle barrier, and that is a barrier that stops vehicles, but clearly does not stop people with those scary assault weapons that the Democrats like to talk about from dancing all over our border security and immigration enforcement. So that is 100% why we need a wall. A vehicle barrier clearly does not cut it. And I also find it very interesting that the Democrats are often talking about assault weapons. They're talking about gun control, but they don't seem to take issue with illegal immigrants and their escorts on our border and dancing on our border security and enforcement. Those guns, they just really don't seem to be concerned about.
You know, the other thing, Tomi, is Griff Jenkins started this hour off by talking about how now the mother of all caravans is heading toward Mexico City with the ultimate goal of the United States, 10,000 strong. It doesn't seem to a lot of people as if Mexico is doing enough to turn the people from Central America around at their southern border. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem at our southern border if they enforced their southern border.
Well, you know, why would they? Because they know that the Democrats in this country are more than willing to take them. And they also know the Democrats in this country are very excited about the limited number of space at detention facilities and processing centers, because that allows the illegal immigrants to come into this country, get their notice to appear, which is more of a notice to disappear because there's not enough room for them. And then guess what? They're then shipped off to their relatives in this country, into the shadows of this country. The Democrats love that. Those are their future voters. So, of course, Mexico has no reason to work with us or to deter people, because they know that the Democrats in this country are welcoming them in. They're rolling out the red carpet, especially in states like mine.
Yeah, the Mexican government released video yesterday showing them cracking down a bit at their southern border.
Grabbing the tail end of that caravan.
President Trump obviously wants to see more. It's an example of their liberal president has been under pressure from President Trump to do more, so they released this video. Tomi, we appreciate you coming in, and check her out. Obviously on Fox Station, you'll see a whole lot more.